Hi students and friends, welcome to the channel Learn and Teach by Sir Ayaz. In this video, I'm going to talk about CAIE 5070 past paper, and this time I'm solving paper 1. I have selected the paper from October, November 2022. It's of 1 hour and the variant is 11. You know the code 5070 is the code for this paper. I'm not going to read the instructions. As you all know, there are 40 questions on this paper. You have to answer all the questions. For this purpose, you are provided with the grid sheets. You have to use soft pencils. You have to follow the instructions. Write with soft pencils. You are allowed to use calculator. Information for this paper is that the total mark is 40. Each correct answer will score 1 mark. Any rough working should be done on this question paper. The priority will be printed in the question paper. Start with the question number 1. Which row shows the most appropriate apparatus for the measurement given? Now, first apparatus is measuring cylinder. You can't measure 25 centimeter cube of solution using measuring cylinder. So this is wrong. For B, we have 32.7 centimeter cube of solution and we are using pipette. Pipette is available for very accurate volume, like for 1 centimeter, 2 centimeter cube, or 5 centimeter cube, 10, so on. So we can't have any pipette showing this value. So this is also incorrect. 75 centimeter cube of gas using gas syringe. This looks correct. The last one, 80 centimeter cube of solution using burette. Can't add 80 centimeter cube of solution burette. So C is the right answer for this question. Number 2. A liquid X is distilled from a mixture using the apparatus shown. This is used for distillation, simple distillation, for separating solution, liquid from solution. During the distillation, the thermometer reads from 157 degrees centigrade to 160 degrees centigrade. This seems that the liquid is not or may be miscible with the other liquid. Which information about liquid X is correct? A, the liquids in X may or may not be miscible, mixed with each other. This might be true. B, X is a mixture that can be separated by distillation. So if it can be separated by distillation, so we must have only one medium. So this is incorrect. X must contain two liquids with boiling points 170 degrees centigrade and 160 degrees centigrade. So the reading must not vary between 157 to 160 degrees centigrade if the two liquids are miscible. X must have been obtained by fractional distillation of petroleum crude oil. So if it is from fractional distillation of petroleum or crude oil, then there must be fractionating column in this. The right answer will be A for this question. Number 3. An aqueous solution contains a salt. Y. Addition of an aqueous solution X results in a precipitate being formed that redissolves when more X is added. What could solution X and salt Y be? Solution X. If solution X is HCl and salt is Y, what will happen? We will get this AgNO3 plus HCl gives HNO3 and insoluble precipitate of AgCl. But in the question they are saying that this precipitate redissolves. So this is wrong. B, H2SO4 plus BaNO3, barium nitrate. What you will get? You will get in this case barium sulfate and nitric acid. So this is the white precipitate for barium sulfate, which does not redissolve when more H2SO4 is added. Again, this is wrong. C, NaOH plus CuSO4. When you react NaOH plus CuSO4, you will get copper hydroxide, CuOH whole twice, insoluble precipitate, blue precipitate, and Na2SO4 aqueous, which does not dissolve in excess. So we are left with only one choice. D should be correct because ZnSO4 when reacts with NaOH produces ZnOH whole twice, which redissolves in NaOH plus ZnSO4 gives ZnOH whole twice plus Na2SO4. So D is the right answer. Number 4, which gas diffuses the fastest at the same pressure? What we will do, we will calculate the A or MR of this. We have only two gases. We have nitrogen gas and N2. AR of nitrogen is 14. So 2 multiplied by 14 gives 28. 28 is the MR of N2. What about oxygen? AR of oxygen is 16. So 2 multiplied by 16, we get 32. So we are in the question they are saying the gas diffusing at the faster rate. So automatically the choices of oxygen will be omitted in this. So we can have either A as correct answer or B. You see in B, they mentioned high temperature. So at high temperature, the rate of diffusion decreases. So B will be the right answer for question number 4. Number 5, the diagram shows the outer shell electrons of the atoms of two elements, Q and R. Q contains 2 valence electrons, so it must be from group 2. That's for sure. And R contains 7 electrons, it must be from group 7. The sulfate of Q is insoluble. This is one information. Element R is gaseous at room temperature and pressure. We know in group 7, the elements are F2, fluorine, chlorine, bromine, iodine, and astatine. Only fluorine and chlorine exist in the gaseous state. Which row could be correct? You should know the proton number of Q and relative atomic mass of R. Now there are two proton numbers are given, 12 and 56. If you look at the periodic table, here's a periodic table. Proton number 12 indicates it must be magnesium, and 56 indicate it must be barium. Coming back to the question, sulfate of Q is insoluble. It must be barium. The sulfate of barium is insoluble. Sulfate of magnesium is soluble. So A and B are incorrect. We either have C or D as correct. Now coming to the relative atomic mass of R, 80 and 35.5. Look at the periodic table. 35.5 is for chlorine and 80 is for bromine. So the answer must be chlorine. The reason is that chlorine exists in the gas state. So D is the right answer for this question. Number 6, which statement about iodine atoms and iodide ions is correct? They are both isotopes of iodine? No, it's wrong. They undergo the same chemical reactions? No, this is also wrong. They have the same number of protons. Yes, they do have same number of protons because ions are produced when the number of electrons are gained or lost. So C will be the right answer. I am reading the last statement for your convenience. They have the same physical properties. Wrong. 7. The element chlorine has two isotopes, Cl. We call it Cl35. And Cl37, we call it Cl37. In the periodic table, chlorine is shown as Cl1735.5. Which row shows the correct percentage of each isotope in a sample of naturally occurring chlorine? Now here we need to do some calculation. So let's consider the percentage for Cl35 as X. So I will write 35X divided by 100 plus. So automatically the percentage of for chlorine 37 becomes 100 minus X. So we'll write 37, 100 minus X divided by 100. The mass is given, that is 35.5. Now solve it. We take the LCM, 100, 35X plus 37, 100 minus 37, X is equal to 35.5. Further solving, we will get 2X plus 37, 100 divided by 100 is equal to 35.5. Multiply 100 on both sides. We will get 2X plus 37, 100 is equal to 3550. Now subtract 3700 on both sides. We will get 2X is equal to 3550 minus 3700. Minus 3700 minus 150. 2X is equal to minus 150, or X is equal to 150 by 2. I've cancelled out minus sign on both sides, both becomes plus. So 150 divided by 2 is 75. So 35, chlorine 35 will be of 75%. So chlorine 37 will become 100 minus 35, 100 minus 75, 25. So automatically D will be the right answer for this question. 8. What is the nucleon number of the isotope of uranium 235U92? Nucleon number. Now they are asking about the nucleon number. It's very easy. The big number here is 235. 92 is the proton number. 235 will be the nucleon number. So C will be the right answer. Number 9. Silicon dioxide has a giant structure. Each silicon atom is joined to 4 oxygen atoms by covalent bonds. Part of the structure is shown. This is the structure of silicon dioxide. Which property would silicon dioxide be expected to have? A good conductor of electricity. This is wrong. It does not conduct electricity. B, a high melting point. This looks correct to me. C, reacts with hydrochloric acid. No, it's not reactive. It does not react with hydrochloric acid. D, soluble in water. It's insoluble in water. So B will be the right answer for this question. Number 10. Elements X and Y react to form compound XY. Element Y has more electrons in its outer shell than element X. Compound XY conducts electricity in the molten state. When they are saying compound XY conducts electricity in the molten state, so the compound XY must be ionic. XY is ionic. Which row correctly states the electron change that occurs during the reaction and the type of bonding in compound XY? I have already mentioned XY is ionic. So either A is correct or D is correct. Both B and C is wrong. So what will happen during the formation of ionic bond? X must be the metal which gives electron to non-metal. So look at the statement. X donates electron to Y. This must be the right statement. Part D, Y shares electron with X. This is wrong. This can't be correct. So A will be the right answer for this question. So here's question number 11. Which compound has the most single bonds in one molecule? If we have 4 molecules, and for this purpose, we need to draw the discrete formula for all of these. A is CH3, CH3. So if you draw the displayed formula of CH3, it will be like this. So if you'll count the single covalent bond here, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So you have 7 bonds here. So I will write 7 here. Let's see in B. B is CH3, CH2OH. CH3, CH2OH. Now count the bonds. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. We have 8 single bonds here. But C is CH3CO2H. CH3CO2H. Now count the single covalent bonds here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We have 6 covalent bonds. Last one, CH3CH2. CH3 CH2. CH2, it means there must be carbon-carbon double bond here. Now count the single covalent bonds. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So the only answer which is correct here is B. 12. The formula of ammonium metavanadate is NH4BO3. It consists of NH4 ions and BO3 ions. What are the charges on these ions? You know the charge on NH4, it is +1. So automatically B, C, D, they all are incorrect. B is incorrect, C is incorrect, D is incorrect. We are left with only one choice, A, because in A it's showing +1 charge, and definitely BO3 ion also carries -1 charge. You can solve it by doing this calculation. You know the charge on NH4, so I will write +1 for NH4. I don't know the charge on BO3, so I will write plus X is equal to 0. So if you solve the charge for VO3, you will get X +1 -1 is equal to 0 -1. And you will get X is equal to -1. So in this way, you can calculate the charge on VO3. 13. Which mass of oxygen gas mole combines with exactly 16 grams of sulfur to form sulfur dioxide, SO2? What is the MR of SO2? MR of SO2 is, you know, the AR of S, it is 32 plus, we have 2 atoms of oxygen, so we will multiply 2 by 16. So we have 32 plus 32, 64 will be the MR. So 64 grams, if I'll consider 64 grams of SO2 contains 32 grams of O2, then 16 grams of SO2. Sorry, I will write the grams of S only here. 32 grams contain 32 grams, react with 32 grams of O2, then 16 grams reacts with X. So the answer must be 16 grams. So C is the right answer here. 14. The atomic number of ruthenium is 44. One of the oxides of ruthenium is a black solid X. 5.79 gram of X contains 1.39 gram of oxygen. What is the empirical formula of X. The total mass of X is provided. We need to calculate the mass of ruthenium. The symbol for ruthenium is Ru and symbol for oxygen is O. We have the mass of oxygen 1.39. So let's calculate the mass of ruthenium first. 5.79 minus 1.39. 5.79 minus 1.39 gives 4.4. 4.4. Now divide this mass by the AR of ruthenium. Where is ruthenium? Here you'll find the ruthenium. The mass of ruthenium is 101. So you'll divide it by 101. What about oxygen? It's 16. So 4.4 divided by 101, you will get 0.043. For oxygen, 1.39 divided by 16, we get 0.086. So 0.043 is the smallest number. So we'll divide both the values by 0.043. Ruthenium will get 1 and oxygen will get 2. So the formula will be RuO2. So C will be the right answer here. Number 15. 250 centimeter cube of 1 mole per dm cube hydrochloric acid reacts with an excess of solid sodium carbonate. The equation is shown. 2HCl plus Na2CO3 gives 2NaCl plus CO2 plus H2O. What is the volume of carbon dioxide produced when measured at room temperature and pressure? Now we want to calculate the volume of carbon dioxide at RTP. For this purpose, we need the moles of carbon dioxide. If you can manage to calculate the moles of hydrochloric acid, then you can easily calculate the moles of carbon dioxide. For HCl, their information is provided. So 1 mole per dm cube means 1000 centimeter cube contains 1 mole. Therefore, 250 centimeter cube contains X moles. So 250 divided by 1000. 0.25 moles. 0.25 moles of HCl. According to the reaction equation, 2 moles produces 1 mole of CO2. Therefore, 0.25 moles produces X mole. So you will get 0.25 0.25 divided by 2, 0.125 moles of carbon dioxide. Now you will multiply 0.125 by 24. You will get the volume of carbon dioxide, which is 3 here. So A will be the right answer for this question. 16. When excess aqueous barium chloride is added to 25 centimeter cube of 1 mole per dm cube sodium sulfate, a white precipitate of barium sulfate is formed. The reaction is given Na2SO4 plus BaCl2 gives BaSO4 plus 2NaCl. The precipitate is filtered off, washed, dried, and weighed. 5.36 gram barium sulfate is obtained. What is the percentage yield of barium sulfate? MR of these compounds are provided here. Now we are concerned with the mass of sodium sulfate, which is Na2SO4, and barium sulfate, which is BaSO4. So first of all, I will calculate the mass of sodium sulfate. For this, I need to calculate the moles of sodium sulfate from the information. This is the information. 25 centimeter cube of 1 mole per dm cube sodium sulfate, which means Na2SO4, 1000 centimeter cube contains 1 mole. Therefore, 25 centimeter cube contains X mole. So the answer will be X is equal to 25 divided by 1000. Point 0.025. 0.025 is the moles for Na2SO4. Now I want the mass of Na2SO4. Mass of Na2SO4. For this purpose, we will multiply 0.025 moles by the MR of Na2SO4, which is 142. 0.025 multiplied by 142. 3.55. This is the mass, 3.55 grams. So, Na2SO4 and BaSO4. So, you'll write 142 grams produces 233 grams of BaSO4. Therefore, 3.55 grams produces X gram of BaSO4. X is equal to 233 multiplied by 3.55 divided by 142. 233 multiplied by 3.55 divided by 142. 5.825. 5.825 is the mass of BaSO4. 5.825. This is the mass we are expecting, but we are getting 5.36. So what we will do, we will multiply 5.36 by 100 and divide it by 5.825 to get the percentage yield. The answer will be 92.017. So we have 92%. C will be the right answer for this question. Number 7, aqueous copper 2 sulfate is electrolyzed using inert electrodes. Which statement is correct? A, copper is collected at the anode. It's not collected at anode, it's collected at cathode. Hydrogen is collected at the cathode. We will not get hydrogen at cathode, we will get copper at cathode. So this is also wrong. Get copper. C, oxygen is collected at the anode. This statement is correct. Last one, sulfur is collected at the cathode. This is also wrong. So C will be the right answer for question number 17. 18. Concentrated aqueous sodium chloride is electrolyzed using inert electrodes. Which equation shows a reaction that occurs at the anode? At anode, we will get chlorine gas, and the equation will be this. Cl minus gives Cl2 plus 2 electrons. So we have only one choice here, which is correct, that is A. Other choices are wrong. 19. Which pair of equations correctly represents the reactions taking place at the anode and at the cathode during the electrolysis of molten silver bromide? So molten silver bromide means we have Ag plus and Br negative ions. So at cathode, there will be reduction, that is gain of electron. Ag will take up electrons to give Ag. And at anode, Br negative lose electrons to give Br2. So let's see which of these choices will show these reactions. Choice number 1. In choice number A, we have Ag plus 2, so this will be wrong. Choice B, Br2 minus, again this is wrong. We have Br minus ion. Choice C, 2 Br minus gives Br2 plus 2 electrons. And at cathode, Ag plus plus electrons gives Ag. This will be the right answer for 19. Number 20. Which two processes are both endothermic? We call what are endothermic? Endothermic takes in energy, takes in or absorb energy. A, combustion and cracking. Combustion is exothermic, so it's automatically wrong. B, again combustion and fermentation. It's wrong. C, cracking and photosynthesis. Cracking involves breaking up of long hydrocarbons, which involves energy. And photosynthesis is also endothermic. So choice C will be correct for question number 20. For your convenience, I will read the choice D also. Respiration, it's exothermic. Photosynthesis, endothermic. So this is wrong. Number 21. A sample of sulfuric acid is added to 10 grams of zinc granules. A reaction occurs and a gas is produced. The rate of the reaction is increased if a small amount of copper is added. The copper is unchanged after the reaction. Definitely, copper is used as a catalyst here because it's recovered at after the reaction, and it has also increased the reaction. Which statement about this reaction is correct? A, copper acts as a biological catalyst in this reaction. No, it's not acting as a biological catalyst. Instead, it's acting as a catalyst only. A is wrong. B, copper lowers the activation energy of this reaction. Yes, this is correct. This statement is correct. I'm reading the other statements also. C, the rate of the reaction is greater as the particle size of the zinc is greater. So it has nothing to do with the size of the zinc because they are not talking about anything about the size of the zinc. So this is also irrelevant, wrong. D, the rate of the reaction is greater if the pressure is increased. We don't have any gases here. So there's no effect of pressure, increasing the pressure here. So we have only B as the right choice. Number 22. The rate of reaction between magnesium and dilute hydrochloric acid is investigated. The equation is shown. MgS plus 2HCl aqueous gives MgCl2 aqueous plus H2 gas. A known mass of magnesium is added to an excess of dilute hydrochloric acid. The concentration of the hydrochloric acid and the volume of hydrogen produced is measured at regular time intervals. Which pair of graphs correctly shows the experimental results? Remember, you have excess of hydrochloric acid. So if you make a graph for concentration of HCl, so it must become uniform like this after some time. And for hydrogen, for hydrogen gas, it also the graph must also become uniform after some time like this. So automatically, choice A and B both are incorrect. This is A and B are incorrect. We are left with C and D. Either C is correct or D is correct. C, concentration of HCl, it's becoming uniform. Yes, right. This is correct. What about volume of hydrogen? Volume of hydrogen kept on increasing. So this is wrong. So we are left with only choice D, which is the correct one here, because in this one, they are showing the concentration of HCl becoming uniform after some time, and the volume of hydrogen also become uniform. 23. In which reaction is the underlying substance reduced? CaCO3 plus 2HCl gives CaCl2 plus H2O plus CO2. The underlying species here is Ca. And if you look at the charge on Ca, it's plus 2 on both sides of the equation. On both sides of the equation, it's plus 2. So this is wrong. It's unchanged. What about B? If you see the charge on the reactant side, the charge on Cu is plus 2 and on the product side, 0. It's definitely reduced. So this looks correct to me. Let's solve the other one. See, Fe2O3 plus 3CO gives 2Fe plus 3CO2. Now, if you look at the charge, if you work out the charge on C, of CO, you will get +2. And on the product side, the charge on C will be +4. Because the charge on oxygen is -2, and we have two atoms of oxygen. If you will take X as a charge for carbon, 0, X plus 4, sorry, minus 4 is equal to 0. X minus 4 plus 4 gives +4. So this will be this is also wrong. This is oxidized. Carbon is oxidized here. This is wrong. What about D? Zn. Zn is underlined, and on the product side, on the reactant side 0, on the product side it's becoming +2. So it is oxidized. So only P is the right answer for this question. Number 24. Which change involves reduction? A. Calcium carbonate to calcium oxide. This is the reaction. Calcium carbonate on thermal decomposition gives calcium oxide and carbon dioxide. Let's see the charge on all the elements here. Calcium on the reactant side +2, on the product side again +2. So it's unchanged. What about carbon? Carbon, if you want to calculate the charge on carbon, what you will do? We have +2 for calcium, +X for carbon. There's 3 atoms of oxygen. 3 multiplied by -2. This is the charge on oxygen. You will get +2 plus X -6 equal to 0. X minus 4 equal to 0, or X equal to +4. The charge on carbon is +4. What about product side? Oxygen -2, carbon again +4, and oxygen -2. So this is wrong. P. Copper to brass. Brass is an alloy, so it's a physical mixing. It does not involve any reduction. Ethene to polyethene. Ethene is a small molecule. When many small molecules combine or join, they give big or macromolecules. Polyethene is a macromolecule polymer here. So this is again wrong. D will be the right answer. Sand is SiO2, and we are getting Si on the product side. Si being less electronegative than oxygen will carry plus charge. On the product side, it's getting 0. So it's definitely reduced here because oxidation number is decreased. So D will be the right answer for this question. 25. Thiosulfate ions S2O3 2- react with iodine I2 in aqueous solution. This is the equation. 2S2O3 2- plus I2 aqueous gives 2I- aqueous plus S4O6 2- aqueous. In this reaction, the S2O3 2- ions dash electrons and R dash 2. Which words correctly complete gaps 1 and 2? Look at the equation. I2 is reduced here. So S2O3 is definitely oxidized. So either A is correct or C is correct. Both B and D is wrong. And if S2O3 is oxidized, it means it has lost electrons. So C will be the right answer here. Here's the question number 26. The equation shows a reaction in the contact process. This is a contact process, and the equation is written 2SO2 gas plus O2 gas gives 2SO3 gas. Delta H is negative, which means forward is exothermic. Which change would move the position of equilibrium to the left? Now you want to move the position of the equilibrium to the left-hand side. This is left-hand side, which means on the reactant side. A, adding more O2. If you add more O2, the equilibrium will shift to the right-hand side. So this is wrong. B, increasing the pressure. So if you increase the pressure, the equilibrium will shift to the side with less number of moles of gases. So it means it will move to the right-hand side. This is again wrong. C, increasing the temperature. If you increase the temperature, the equilibrium will shift to the endothermic side. Forward is exothermic, which means backward on the left-hand side is endothermic. So this statement is correct. For a convenience, I am reading the last statement also. Removing SO3 from the reaction mixture, this will move the equilibrium to the right-hand side. If you decrease the amount of SO3, automatically reactant, the equilibrium will shift to the product side. Number 27, some medicines contain the magnesium salt of a fatty acid. The fatty acids are members of the homologous series of carboxylic acids and contain one carboxylic acid group. What is a carboxylic acid functional group and how many moles of fatty acid react with 1 mole of magnesium? First of all, you should know the functional group of carboxylic acid. It is CO2H. So automatically the choices which will be omitted in this question will be C and D. We are left with A and B. Both A and B is correct. Now let's see the exact answer for this question. If you react the carboxylic acid with magnesium, you need 2 moles of carboxylic acid. Plus group 2 metal. Magnesium is from group 2. So 1 mole of group 2 metal will react with 2 moles of carboxylic acid because the group 2 metal will carry +2 charge and the carboxylate ion carries -1 charge. So choice B will be the right answer for this question. 28. Sodium sulfate Na2SO4 and sodium hydrogen sulfate NaHSO4 can both be prepared using aqueous sodium hydroxide and sulfuric acid. Here's a reaction equation. 2NaOH aqueous plus H2SO4 aqueous gives Na2SO4 aqueous plus 2H2O liquid. NaOH aqueous plus H2SO4 aqueous gives NaHSO4 aqueous plus H2O liquid. 50 centimeter cube of 1 mole per dm cube sodium hydroxide is used each time. So each time we are using 50 centimeter cube of 1 mole per dm cube. Which row shows the correct volumes of 1 mole per dm cube sulfuric acid required to prepare a sample of sodium sulfate and a sample of sodium hydrogen sulfate? You can use this formula if you want. M1 V1 by N1 is equal to M2 V2 by N2, where M represents the concentration of the reactants, V represents the volume of that reactant, acid or alkali in this case, and N represents the number of moles of acid or alkali. For example, for equation number 1, if you call it equation number 1, which will consider M1, V1 and N1 for NaOH, you will get M1 1 mole per dm cube and the volume will be 50 and number of moles of sodium hydroxide will be 2. And we want to calculate the volume of sulfuric acid, so we'll write V2 on the right hand side and both M2 and N2 will shift to the left hand side. We'll get N2 by M2. Now placing the number of moles of sulfuric acid, in both the cases you see the number of moles of sulfuric acid is 1 and M2, which is concentration, it is also 1 mole per dm cube. So you have 50 divided by 2 into 1 by 1 is equal to V2. So in this case, you will get 25 centimeter cube of volume of sulfuric acid required. This is for equation number 1. So both A and B can be the choice, right choice. Both C and D are wrong. Now, if you calculate the volume for equation number 2, we call it equation number 2, you will get 50 centimeter cube of sulfuric acid because the equation becomes 1 multiplied by 50 divided by 1 multiplied by 1 by 1 is equal to V2 and you will get 50. So A will be the right answer in this case. 29. Which substance reacts with dilute sulfuric acid in the preparation of a pure sample of lead-2 sulfate? Lead-2 sulfate is an insoluble salt and it is also below it is also among the less reactive metals. So you can't use or react lead directly with the dilute acid. You need concentrated acid. So B is the wrong choice here, and you can't take lead to carbonate. It's also insoluble. In that case, you need concentrated sulfuric acid. In case of D, again you can't take powdered lead to oxide. You need concentrated sulfuric acid. So A is the right choice because aqueous lead to nitrate is soluble. You react this soluble salt with dilute acid, and you will get lead to sulfate. 30. Which statement about sulfuric acid is correct? Now I'm reading all the statements first. In the manufacture of sulfuric acid, iron is used as a catalyst in the contact process. This is wrong because vanadium pentoxide V2O5 is used. B. Sulfuric acid is used in some batteries. This is right statement because sulfuric acid is used in batteries. Sulfuric acid is used as a fertilizer. Remember, sulfuric acid is used in the making of fertilizer. In the making of fertilizers, not used directly as a fertilizer. So this is the wrong statement. D. Sulfuric acid is used as a food preservative. We are not using sulfuric acid as a food preservative. So only choice B is the right answer here. 31. Two statements are given. Statement 1, group going down, group 1 and group 7, the melting point of the elements increases. In case of group 7, the melting point increases, but not for group 1. So this statement is wrong for group 1. Statement number 2, chlorine can displace iodine from aqueous potassium iodide, but cannot displace bromine from aqueous potassium bromide. If you see the position of chlorine in group 7, it's like that. So chlorine is above both bromine and iodine. So reactivity increases top of the group. So the top of the group, the elements displaces elements before them from their compounds. So this statement, second statement is wrong. First statement is correct, but second statement is incorrect. It will displace bromine from aqueous potassium bromide. So which statements are correct? So both the statements are incorrect. So we'll choose D, neither statement 1 nor statement 2. 32. A reversible reaction involves a solid reacting with hydrogen. We are reacting a solid with hydrogen, any solid with hydrogen. Which of the metals, aluminium and iron, would catalyze the reaction, and what is their effect on the position of equilibrium? First of all, you see the position of both of these metals in the periodic table. Aluminium in group 3, iron in transition metal group. So iron can be used as a catalyst. We can't use aluminium as a catalyst. So automatically choice A and B are incorrect. Now, second point, what will be the effect of catalyst on the position of equilibrium? Catalysts have no effect on the position of equilibrium because it increases the rate of both forward and backward reaction. So it means it has no effect. Overall, there will be no change. So only choice D will be the right answer in this case. 33. Iron is obtained in the blast furnace from the ore hematite. Which statement is correct? A. Calcium carbonate is used to remove acidic impurities. This statement is correct because calcium carbonate is used to remove acidic impurities. B. Coke is reduced to carbon dioxide. This statement is wrong. Coke is not used to reduce carbon dioxide. It is oxidized to carbon dioxide. Hematite is oxidized by carbon monoxide. This is again wrong. Hematite is reduced by carbon monoxide to get iron and carbon dioxide. Hematite undergoes thermal decomposition. No, hematite does not undergo thermal decomposition. So only choice A will be the right answer in this case. 34. Three statements about the carbon cycle are given. Number 1, the carbon cycle regulates the amount of carbon dioxide in the atmosphere. Yes, this statement is correct. Number 2, during photosynthesis, carbon dioxide is produced. No, carbon dioxide is reacted with water to get oxygen and glucose. So this is wrong. 3, combustion of hydrocarbons requires oxygen. Yes, this statement is correct. Combustion of hydrocarbons do require oxygen. Which statements are correct? Only 1 and 3 is correct. So B will be the right answer. 35. Carbon is used in the purification of water supply. What is the reason for this? Carbon is used to improve or remove taste and odor. Is used to remove taste and odor. So C will be the right answer. 35. 36. Octane is an alkane with 8 carbon atoms per molecule. What is the molecular formula of octane and how does its boiling point compare with that of butane? Butane is the lower member than octane. I'm writing the general formula for alkanes, that is CnH2n plus 2. So for octane, there are 8 carbon atoms. So you'll write C8, H2 multiplied by 8, 16. 16 plus 2 is 18. So C8H18 will be the right formula for octane. So the choice C or D will be the correct one. Both choice A and B are incorrect in this case. Now, what about the boiling point? It's the member octane is higher than the member butane. So definitely its boiling point will be higher than butane. So D will be the right answer. 37. Which equation for the reaction between propane and chlorine is correct? Propane and chlorine reacts in the ultraviolet light and it undergoes substitution reaction. Substitution reaction, not addition reaction. Remember, there isn't any addition reaction in this case. So choice A will be wrong automatically. And in the substitution reaction, you will get one of the hydrogen atom of the alkane get substituted by one of the chlorine from chlorine molecule. So automatically choice B and C are also incorrect. D will be the right answer for this question. C3H8 plus Cl2 gives C3H7Cl plus HCl. For this question, I want to tell you one more thing. This is not propane. This is propene. So reaction is correct, but it's not substitution reaction, as it is also not between alkane and chlorine. 38. Propanoic acid reacts with calcium carbonate. The products of this reaction are calcium propanoate, carbon dioxide, and water. First of all, you should know the formula of propanoic acid. General formula for carboxylic acid is CnH2n plus 1 COOH. Propanoic acid means 3 carbon atoms. Total of 3 carbon atoms. So the value of N will be 2. You have C2. H2 multiplied by 2 is 4. 4 plus 1 is 5. C2H5 COOH. So automatically choice C and D are incorrect because both of these are of butanoic acid. We are left with A and B. Either A is correct or B is correct. Now, the valency of calcium is 2. So the product must have the alkanoate ion. forming a bond with calcium in this way, C2H5 COO whole twice Ca. So only choice B will be the right. In this case, choice A is wrong. (39) The monomer CH3CH double bond CH3 can be used to make an addition polymer. This addition polymer has a side chain of carbon atoms joined to each other by CC single bonds. Each of these carbon atoms is also bonded to at least one other atom or group of atoms. These are called side groups. Which statement describes the carbon atoms in the polymer chain made from CH3CH double bond CH3 CH3? You will definitely get the polymer, this polymer. Or this is also correct. But remember, you can't have CH3 on a single carbon atom here, as you can see from its monomer. So this is wrong. So I'm reading the statements. A, every carbon atom in the chain has one CH3 and one hydrogen atoms as side groups. Yes, this is correct. B, every carbon atom in the chain is joined to CH3 CH side group. This is wrong. C, every carbon atom in the chain is joined to either two CH3 or two hydrogen atoms as side groups. This is again wrong. I've shown it to you. Every carbon atom in the chain is joined to hydrogen atoms only as side groups. No, this is also wrong, because you have CH3 as also one of the side groups for each carbon atom. So we have only choice A as the correct answer. The last question for this paper. 40. Which row correctly shows the structure of a polymer and the monomers from which it is made? Let's see all the monomers and polymers. Choice A, you have the monomer here. So the polymer must be having CO and NH, but each repeat unit must contain C double bond O and NH. But in the on the polymer side, you have two different repeat units. So this is wrong. This is wrong. B, you have propene here. So polymer will be like this for this one. This will be the repeat unit for this polymer. So it means that this is also incorrect. C, you see you have dicarboxylic and diamine here. The top one is dicarboxylic acid and the bottom one is of diamine. If both of these react, they will form a polymer with C double bond O and NH as their function group or linkage, which means you will get this. C double bond O, NH. Again, you have NH and C double bond O. Because this is an example of condensation polymerization, which involves the loss of water molecules. So both OH from dicarboxylic acid will be lost, and one of the H will be lost from each amine group. So this is wrong. We are left with D. D will be the right answer, because if you see dicarboxylic acid on the top reacting with diol to give the polymer with COO as their linkage or functional group. So this will be the right answer for this one. Thanks for watching. Press like and share my videos. Give comment for more videos. Subscribe to my channel and press the bell icon.